Hello, you're listening to Daijoubu Podcast. I'm Christian, and today I'm here with Gabby.
Hi.
And David.
Hey.
And this is our 9th podcast. Today we're going to be talking about binge watching versus weekly watching, anime of course, and finally why people should watch anime. And we have like a few, things to say about that. Quick note, if you're watching right now, we are Christians in a different environment, and just accept that. Like, this is how it's going to be. I'm going to be in a different place every week now. Anyways, so let's kick it off. Binge watching versus weekly watching. What do you guys prefer?
It depends on the series for me, honestly.
Okay.
And I can't really... I don't know if it's just because, like, I haven't tried to binge watch something after I've already watched it weekly. Really.
Mm-hmm.
So I really feel like that should be something like, I don't know. Sorry.
No, you're good.
There you go. That's it.
I don't know. I think that to binge watch, you have to have a certain personality. I don't think binge watching is for everybody. You have to just sit down and be like, I'm about to waste 6 hours of my life in one go. And I don't know, like, it's just like eating. Like, if you have to have a certain personality to binge eat, right? Like, not all people are binge eaters. Like, take Gabby. Look at her tiny arms. She eats like 2 meals a day, or 1.
Well, no, okay, I just don't eat meals. I eat, like, snacks all the time.
Yeah. And that's just like...
Yeah, that's how normal anime viewers should be. They should watch one episode, like, every other day, and it's healthy. It's healthy for their minds. As you can see what binge eating does to people, you can see the same as binge watching with anime. Yeah. It will destroy your brain. Okay. Besides the jokes.
But seriously, I kind of in both camps, because like I was saying earlier, when I find out one anime which is like really awesome and I start watching it, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna wait like next week to start watching this. You know, like animes that are on streams right now that are currently available, and you find that really good anime, you're not gonna be like, yeah, I have enough self-restraint to watch this weekly. No, you're just gonna watch it all right now, and then you're gonna emerge from your cave and you're like, what year is it? So
it really takes a lot of like
Restraint.
Control to pull yourself away. I feel like, because it's very rare that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pause right now, because usually I literally will like I'll fall asleep in the middle of an episode. That's how much I don't want to stop watching.
But yeah, like with that said, like there's only been a few animes where I started watching them, and then I'm just like, I have to watch all of this right now. I'm more of a watch a few episodes here and there throughout the week kind of person. So it's not necessarily the same as like weekly. Weekly is like the only time I watch anime weekly is when I'm keeping up with something that's releasing every week.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're saying like usually you'll binge unless you're forced to by the studio because shows are being aired currently.
Yeah, exactly. And like watching things weekly, it sucks because I can't binge it, especially if it's really good. Like Boku no Hero is like really good right now, and or like ReZero. But with shows that are released weekly and I have to sit down and watch them, I enjoy it because after the episode, sometimes me and Christian will watch it together and we're just like, holy fuck, what's gonna happen next? Who's that person? Where's the story going? And then afterwards, we immediately like pull up a thread to read everyone else's reactions for the epic memes, of course. So, I really like that.
That's the one aspect that I really enjoy about watching things weekly, especially as it's coming out, because you can like, especially with things, especially like Erased last season, there was so much speculation after every single episode. You're like, oh my god, who could be the killer? What are they doing? Like, they're making it really obvious that it might be this person, but I don't think it is. And like, everyone had their own idea of how it was going to end.
Mm-hmm. So with like ongoing shows, it's really great to watch them weekly because you get a sense of community when you get to talk to other people and speculate. And also, I think another thing is some shows, especially shows that are newer, I feel when every episode ends on such a cliffhanger, it's not as satisfying like binging it. Because when you watch it every week, you have to wait. Like that, you don't have the other episode, and you have to just like struggle for like a whole week with like what you think is going to happen and stuff. And I think the impact has changed if you watch it all in one sitting, like binge watching. That's kind of what I felt when I watched Your Lie in April, because every episode would end with a sad note, which was really
that's just Your Lie
sad and like but like after like 8 episodes of sadness, like the sadness started like not really being there. The emotion I felt more artificial because I was rushing through it so much. So I feel like some shows are better to be not binged.
Yeah, but, and also I think that things that are really long anime. So like at one point last year, me and my boyfriend were watching Hunter x Hunter on a weekly basis because it was like airing, and there's something about it that was like slightly not as satisfying because since it's so long, they have so much time to do an arc. So in every episode, so little would happen in the actual grand scheme of things. So like part of a battle would happen in on 1 week, and then I would have to wait for the next week to be like, okay, next part of the battle. Yeah. So it just felt like we were like, no, we didn't get enough, you know? Yeah. And so that I feel like is better binged because you can watch like a whole arc and then maybe you can take a break and then you start again like in a few weeks and do another arc or
So I feel like shonen really lends itself to binging because you said, shonen is all about just like that build up and then like kind of like a quarter of a fight or half of a fight and then it's like, oh man, next time on Dragon Ball Z, like
and they can't really do a cliffhanger in the middle of a battle. Like they can, but it's like it's not quite the same as like an emotional type of anime where it's like, oh no, you left me in the middle of like some like really dramatic moment, I want to know how it ends. It's
right. I was gonna say that like episodes that have 12 episodes and are supposed to be heavier, like Your Lie in April, and then the show that makes me feel like watching weekly is better than binging is Madoka. Because Christian, you binged Madoka, right? I feel like it would have been better if I had watched it weekly because there's a lot of stuff that happens in that show where it's heavy and you're supposed to let the emotions settle, and then but I didn't. I just watched it all. So is that how you felt when you watched it recently?
No, not really. Not really. I don't really remember that. That's the thing. Because I rushed through it. I binged through it. Like I remember the lasting impact that it left me. I don't remember like between episodes.
Right, impact. and that's another thing that I said that I feel about binging versus weekly. With binging in the long run, I usually forget a lot of details in the series, and I just remember like the main points and like main characters. Whereas if I watch on a weekly basis, I'm like, I talk to people between it and I like remember characters' names because we like speculate and then you are caught in a moment so you remember exactly what happened in that last episode and so on. So binging doesn't really serve well for long-term memory.
Yeah, like I binge watched Tokyo Ghoul last week. I don't remember 4 characters' names.
Nice.
But it was awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just remember your favorite characters. Like I remember the main character's name, and that's pretty much it. And I watched both seasons. I
just remember the guy who got his head knocked off for no reason. He doesn't even have a name, but he was definitely my favorite character.
MVP of the show.
Okay. Anyways, besides that, let me think. Yeah, go ahead.
So I was just gonna say, I think maybe the best way to go about this is to have a show that you binge, something similar to Hunter, and then just committing to a show where you watch weekly, even though it's available. With that said, like of course I'm not gonna do that, but like watching Hunter x Hunter, like just for 3 hours a day, that's fine because there's so many episodes. And then just have that one anime where you watch a week and then you let that anime, settle, your emotions settle, and then I don't know. Maybe that's the best way to go about it.
I think that... Go ahead.
Sorry.
Whatever. You love that. I'm just kidding.
I feel like what really should happen is like after maybe like this season of ReZero's over or something along those lines, then like go back and binge it and see how different it felt then than it did like watching it week by week, because it's going to be really hard to force yourself to watch something week by week, even though it's all available.
Exactly.
So I feel like I need to be forced to watch it on a weekly basis.
Yeah, because if you have the time, why not?
Yeah.
That's because we love anime. Other people who are just like about anime, which we're going to talk about later in the episode.
Yeah.
They should just probably watch it however they want, like normal shows, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you guys relate to binge watching with other shows?
Oh,
like
yeah.
that aren't anime related?
Oh,
yeah.
Like, what
yeah.
I binge watch everything.
I binge watched Game of Thrones, like seasons 1 through 4 in like 2 weeks. It was great.
Yeah, I remember when because that's how Netflix puts out their shows as well.
Yeah.
And so like they're really promoting it. So like when they released Jessica Jones, their other like Marvel series, I binge watched that, and also like Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt came out. I was done with it in a day.
Nice.
And I was just like, it's just like a normal part of my life.
Uh-huh.
I mean, obviously it's harder, like not harder, but it requires more attention to binge watch anime because of like the subtitles and things. Whereas like something like Kimmy Schmidt or whatever, it's all in English. So I was literally like working on like final projects and stuff for school while I was watching Kimmy Schmidt because it's like a comedy that doesn't require too much attention and it's in English, so I don't have to be like watching the screen the whole time.
Yeah, anime, that language barrier though. Okay, so let's wrap this up by having a pros and cons list of binging and wait. Does each one need to have their pros and cons?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so pros and cons of binging, go.
Pros of binging is that
you get it done faster.
You get it done faster. I think a lot of the emotions hit pretty hard when you binge.
There's like instant gratification, obviously.
Right.
Yeah, you don't have to wait.
And I think those are the benefits.
Okay. Cons would be like
you feel shitty after watching 24 episodes emerging from your cave.
Yeah, you feel like physically exhausted from sitting there for 6 hours straight.
You forget stuff in the long run.
Yeah, it doesn't stay with you as much. What else?
Let's think. I mean that's
probably it. Okay. Pros of watching weekly. More sense of a community. You get to talk to other people who are also watching it weekly because it's airing and stuff. It sticks in your memory more. You like keep having to remember the characters' names when you're not watching it. You're like, oh, who's the main character of ReZero? Subaru.
Right.
And then like,
Amelia-san.
Yeah, and then
I guess and the cons would be that it doesn't always work well with things like shonen where it's in the middle of a battle and it doesn't really cliffhang very well. Yeah. It just feels like not much gets done in an episode.
Yeah, shows can really mess up pacing. Like this. Yeah, that's when you notice pacing the most is when you're like, wow, nothing really happened for that.
Right.
Like that episode.
You don't really
I have to
notice
wait another
pacing.
week.
Erased. God damn it, Erased.
Oh yeah. But you don't really notice pacing as much when you're binging because it's literally like all at once. So it gets if it's a like slow point, then you get it done within like maybe 30 minutes to an hour, which is nothing compared to 6 hours. So.
Yeah, and then I forgot the last thing I was gonna say for cons. Darn.
I don't know.
Whatever. Cons. Oh, I was gonna say, like, if you don't like cliffhangers and your heart can't handle it, then you'll probably drop a show. Like, you're more likely to drop shows because
on a weekly basis.
Yeah, on a weekly basis than you are binging shows.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you also forget if you don't have something to remind you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have friends who like they really want to keep watching, but they might not have like a Crunchyroll account where you like look through and it's like, oh, this is new.
Mm-hmm.
You have to like physically go out and look and remember what there is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So I guess that covers it. Binge watching versus weekly watching. If you really love anime, binge watching is the only way to watch anime.
It really is.
And if
it's impossible to stop yourself.
And if you're just like an anime person, then weekly watching is fine.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with it. So, all right. Well, next segment today is we're going to be talking about why people should watch anime. So the first episode that we ever had, we talked about why each of us watch anime, like why we love anime ourselves. But now we'd like to tackle more why other people should let anime into their lives and why it's not like that bad. Yeah. So I'd like to start off with just saying a quick little blurb that anime has like the most misconceptions in the Western audience, and it has, like, right now the barriers of entry to watching anime are so minimal because they've got so many free streaming services now. We've got Crunchyroll. Like, you can watch everything, like, so many older animes on Crunchyroll for free, like hundreds, and hundreds.
And everyone and their mom has a Netflix account or
Yeah.
has access to a Netflix account.
Netflix has like a great selection of like 40 anime shows or whatever.
And even Hulu.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Hulu, and these are all like free legal sources of streaming, and so
Great.
like literally anybody can watch anime if you have internet connection. You can just go watch anime.
Yeah.
But I feel that the main, like the largest barrier to entry is the social stigma that comes to anime that the Western audience has.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you guys can go ahead and like vamp around that if you want.
Right. I feel like a lot of times it seems like there's more of a stigma on the outside than on the inside, because like that you really get surprised with the people who you end up finding out watch anime.
Yeah.
Like I remember there's some people I've met who like are really, they're like maybe like really popular and like preppy, and they like, or jocks or something, and I meet them, and then all of a sudden I find out that they watch like a whole bunch of anime, and I'm like, what? And then we like have a huge conversation about it, but it's like out of nowhere. But they like kind of keep it to themselves because in their personal like circle, it's not as
they're hiding their
welcome.
power level.
Yeah, it's called hiding the power level. Yeah.
So what you're saying is, like, are you talking about how like the otaku in the Western sense, like when people think of people who watch anime who don't watch anime,
right?
What do you think of? You think of like
I watch anime, so
okay. Besides us, besides massive otakus like us.
Well, people usually think, I feel like
people usually think nerdy. People usually think like geeky,
yeah,
and
people who
like
don't really leave their house very much, and
Yeah.
like inside,
Yeah.
and don't do anything active.
yeah, and it's just like a really sad social stigma that like people, if you want to get into anime, you have to just like let that go, like just accept that that's what people look at. Like that's what people looking into the glass see, but that's not how it is like at all.
Yeah.
Like there are so many other people in here that aren't like angry otakus who just like say like, oh, anime is the best, you don't understand, and like it doesn't help that otakus like usually don't explain themselves and get very defensive, you know. So like the community, Western anime community, like doesn't really support. I don't know, it doesn't really give a great connotation of itself,
Right.
Which is very unfortunate. That's the largest barrier of entry, I feel, getting into anime.
Right. And I think there are a lot of people don't realize the crazy diversity in like stories there are, because I remember one time, so this might make me sound kind of bad, but I was watching anime at work because
Nice.
Because
you're neglecting your job.
No, there's literally nothing to do at work most of the time. So
that's the best job ever. What the heck?
anyways, so I was watching, and my coworkers were like, "Oh, what are you watching?" And then I think I was watching Kiss and Ivor at the time. I was like watching the most recent episode of it, and I literally told them the plot of it, and they were like, "What?" They're like, "That's amazing." I was like, "I've never even heard of anything. That's just so original. I've never heard of anything like that, and that sounds so cool." And I was like, "Yeah, there's a lot of things like that in anime," and they're like, "That's really cool." And it's not that they have any negative stigma originally about anime, but they just didn't realize how intense the themes and plots can go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. A lot of the Western audience sees anime as a genre, whereas people in the anime community, we see it as a medium, because there are so many different facets, so many different stories that anime can tell, and they don't even, like, it's so cultured, and it's been around for so long that they've already tried so many different things that they're going to keep trying harder to like make new weird stuff to just like impress people, you know. They want to like grab the money and be like the first people to make that weird story, the weird story where all the girls wear clothes and then they strap on, like turn them into mech suits and have like really crazy like fan service, but yeah, never mind. David, what are your thoughts on why people should watch anime? Do you have anything in specifics?
Yeah, I was gonna say, so like you said, we see it as a medium, we see it as an art, right? So one of my friends, this was before MomoCon, by the way, so me and my friend, we were at the Omni Hotel, and MomoCon like started, you know, and so all these people with cosplays and stuff came out, and my friend who is totally not in the anime world, he's just like, so this is weird. I'm like, yeah, man, this is what I'm gonna be doing, like at MomoCon. He's like, cool,
Right.
cool, and then he's like, so why do people watch anime? And I'm just like, well, like, I mean, people watch anime because there's so many different stories, like you said, so many different things that you can do. So like Western media, you know, there's like Sherlock and Game of Thrones and stuff like that. But then when you put it into an animated form, like literally anything can happen.
Right.
And so because anything can happen, you get these really rich, crazy, unique, original stories, and they make you feel one way or another. And I like that, you know, like when an anime makes me feel and think, I'm just like this, you know, I'm getting something from this anime.
Right.
And a lot of people, you know, do look at anime and they just think it's tentacle porn, and I'm just like, yeah, that is part of, you know, one section of, I
Yeah,
guess,
there's-
anime, but you know, it's more than that. So,
Right. I
Yeah,
definitely feel that.
it
yeah,
doesn't help that also anime is also seen as cartoons. And
Yeah.
cartoons, like the Western stigma with cartoons, is that it's childish. It's made for a
Right.
younger audience, and there is a whole genre of anime called seinen or whatever, and it's just for adults. Like
yeah, yeah.
it's like anime is for all generations. You can
Yeah.
be like 8 years old, or you can be 80 years old,
Yeah.
and like still have like watch something and like it present like a great story that anybody can connect to.
Right.
Like if you're saying like K-On! Or like whatever Rakugo,
Yeah,
which I feel like is about old people. I'm not sure.
Not really.
It
There is
kind-
an old person.
There, yeah.
Like a
But
female.
anyways, so like you were saying, Christian, like, you know, people see, they look at anime, they're like, they think it's a genre, right? But anime itself is like this whole thing with, you know, like different levels of genres within itself as well, because there's romance, you know, seinen, shonen, like Yuri, but you know, there's like slice of life, and so like you were saying before, like anyone who, like, just anybody could find an anime that they would like. Like you were saying, like you could be 80
There's
years
so
old.
much out there.
Yeah. Mhm.
There's
just
like
so much out there.
hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
Right.
My anime list is totally gonna be that full when
Right.
I'm, when I'm
It's just
80 years
like any
old.
other like regular series, how there's so
Yeah.
many different genres.
Right.
Mhm,
Right.
mhm.
But yeah, and I mean, I also wrote some stuff about like trying to get people into anime, because that's what a lot of like I think that gets a lot of people's stigma, like, I can't talk right now.
Yeah.
It gets rid of their stigma against anime, because there was one of my friends who she had always thought anime was really weird, and that was like a weird thing that I did, and then one day I like was watching Ranma 1/2, which is like an older series that is really fucking weird. It's like about a guy who, whenever you get poured like hot water on him, he turns into a girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he get cold water, he turns into a boy. And then his dad does the same thing, except he turns into a panda. And like it's a martial arts anime. And I'm
Awesome.
like, it's the
Yeah.
most random thing. And then I was
Yeah.
watching it one day, and she was like, kind of just watching over my shoulder, and she's like, "What is that?" And then I showed it to her, and she literally binge watched the whole thing. First
Wow.
anime ever, and she was like, "I love this series," and I was like, "Okay." And now she doesn't think it's as weird
Yeah.
because she loved that one series. And then I'm like, but it's really, she's never gonna be the kind of person who like will go and watch it on her own. But it like got rid of the stigma for her, because
Yeah.
she found a series that she really enjoyed,
Right.
that like she connected with somehow. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting that that is the first
Yeah,
anime that I don't know.
It's not really like something I would consider an entry level
Yeah.
type anime at all.
Yeah. And it's kind of I'm glad you like bring that up, because you know entry level anime is, you know, does exist. You know, when I find friends that are like, yeah, I don't watch anime, I'm just like, all right, Samurai Champloo, Cowboy Bebop, FMA. You know, like this
Right,
is the
Death
staple.
Note.
Right, and this is like introduces you to the realm of anime where it's not weird, it's more fantastical, or like the story is really rich, and then you like hook them into anime.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think there are a lot of different entry level anime, and even though it also like finding someone's genre, or it could just be like something really random that they end up liking, and it's just always hard to tell. But and also I think a good way to get people into anime or get rid of the stigma is watching like just a movie, because they don't have to invest any like huge amount of time. It's just like here's an hour of your life that you could have watched any other movie, but here's an anime one.
Yeah, and anime movies
Right.
are typically just short, like awesome jam-packed action things. Like, and not everything Studio Ghibli, but I was thinking like
Right.
Princess Mononoke. Like, if you show someone Princess Mononoke, usually at the end of it, they're just like, "Wow, that was cool." Or,
Yeah.
or if anybody
Spirited Away.
watches like Akira or Redline,
Yeah.
like they'll just be like, "Wow, they hand drew everything in Redline."
Yeah.
Well, that's like only Redline, but if they watch Akira, they're just like, "What the fuck?" Like, that just fucked my mind. That was so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, how do you guys think you would react if someone asked you, like, why do you watch anime? No, I don't think that's the right question to ask right now.
Okay.
How how would you personally get someone to watch anime? Because like myself, like I don't actually go up to people being like, "Oh, hey, I have 80 shows on
Right.
my anime list, like completed, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you have, madam?" So
Yeah, no. I think that a lot of it has to do with knowing the person, because like,
Yeah.
one of my friends, she's watched a few series in the past, and right now she's like trying to watch Naruto, but she told me, she was like, I don't really know, like not very much happens in every episode, and so it's really hard for me to like stay into it.
Mhm.
And like knowing the kind of person she is, I was like, no, you need to watch something like Kill la Kill. It's short series, shit happens all the time, it's really random, and like that's like the kind of person she is.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I told her, I was like, please just watch Kill la Kill. So she's gonna be doing that, and I'm just like, I think you really need to match the person's personality to the kind of genre you think that they would like, because
Yeah.
you can't just like, everyone isn't gonna start off with Naruto and be like, oh.
Also, like the first iteration of Naruto when they're kids, I
Right.
went and rewatched it again like last year, and it's so awfully slow. Like they always repeat themselves. Every episode they're like, "Oh my god, Sasuke knows fireball. Sasuke can shoot fire. Sasuke's element is fire." Like every other
Right.
episode they're like, "Did they just break Naruto's arm? Is Naruto's arm broken?" And so like Naruto is definitely like very made for kids, and like that's okay. Like kids can enjoy that stuff. I remember loving that when I was in middle school and elementary school, but
Right. And in the chat right now, so Amazing Seek is mentioning that it's like, another thing is that it really helps to just have someone there that knows their stuff to introduce you to anime, and not just like, it's
Yeah.
really hard to get into it on your own because you don't know what there is that's out there that's good.
Mhm.
So I think having someone kind of like to help you ease into it
Right.
helps a whole lot.
yeah, so
Right.
having someone to show you the ropes. There we go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like true about anything. If you just like went to, I don't know, a welding shop or something, and someone just gave you a bunch of metal and they were like, "Hey, make me a, I don't know,
Right.
a-
Metal's
a-
cool. Do something. Oh,
yeah,
what
make me a thing."
the?
No, you need like a craftsman to help you out, and
Yeah.
we are anime craftsmen at this point,
Oh,
aren't we?
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so lame. I'm never gonna say
Anime
something like that again.
artisans.
Stop. We don't make anime. We're artisans.
Yeah, like Gabby was saying, I think like from my experience, a lot of the time, the people I know, they're very, they're people that watch Bleach, One Piece, Naruto, so they're very like intrigued, right? And so, based on what they've watched, I'm just like, oh, you like this, you like this. This is a completely different genre, but you should try it out anyways. You might like it, and that's just kind of how I get rolling. It's very rare that I'll meet someone that's just like, I haven't watched anything at all. Tell me something, and I'm just like, oh, geez, okay, all right, Spirited Away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here's
no,
the
I
Studio
mean,
Ghibli movie.
Yeah.
with people who like, because without having someone, because like initially I feel like I didn't really have anyone to introduce me on anime other than like my brother, but it was mainly just me. Like most of the people who are like really into it now, I feel like they were introduced to it when they were younger, and so a lot of the series that were shown on like Toonami and things like that, really were the like bones behind like, especially the anime that I love nowadays, which is usually the ones that people recommend for starter anime. So like Cowboy Bebop was on Toonami, and like I'm pretty sure
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yu Yu Hakusho, and like there are a lot that people are just like, wow, these are really quality things that I
Yeah.
watched when I was young.
Yeah, Zatch Bell, Astro
Fucking loves
Boy.
that spell.
Yeah. So another thing that it sounds like you're trying to get to this is that something that makes it a lot easier for people to continually watch anime at this point is the anime community is
Right.
like so involved in it, like it's just so well connected at this point,
Right.
because so many people have forums or are up on websites like My Anime List, and they can like they've all rated animes to like say like, hey, these are really good animes for anybody to watch, or like entry
Right.
people to watch. So it's like a lot easier for people to find things to stick to at this day and age, which is really cool. But I think we're kind of straying away to why people should watch anime,
Right.
because like this is a tough question. Like if someone asked me like right now if they ask me why do I watch anime, I only can say to them because I love it.
Yeah.
Like, I like it so much. I wouldn't know how to convince somebody. So, convince me. I hate anime. Convince me right now.
You just said you couldn't do it, and now you're asking.
Why should I watch anime? Why should I watch anime? This is what you guys wanted to talk about this week.
So are you a person that hates anime?
Okay, I don't hate anime. I'm unchanged. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
if you hate anime, you're just...
Yeah, that's fine. You can hate anime. That's fine. That's your opinion.
Yeah. But I'm just like a lowly, I've watched Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad human being. Yeah. Like, I just got a Netflix and Crunchyroll account. Why should I watch anime?
Because there are crazier things that exist than Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad.
No
That's
way. Yeah, that's a really good way to put it.
Yeah, like what elements of Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones did you like, and then based on what you say,
I can almost 100% tell you that there's an anime that can make you feel the same things.
Exactly. And even to maybe a greater degree. So
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's just so much out there. It's so versatile, and people should love that.
Yeah. So, yeah.
All right, do you guys want to... It sounds like we've pretty much covered it all. Do you guys want to go ahead and wrap this up?
Yeah, so just to wrap up this discussion, I just want to say to anyone that's listening that is thinking about watching anime, I mean, I don't know why you would be listening to this.
Or if you have a friend that...
Or you have a friend, yeah. Go ahead and introduce your friend that's not that into anime. But I would say wait till your friend, asks first. I wouldn't go to your friend and be like, "Hey, I just watched this anime podcast, and they told me to push you to watch anime." It's like, no, let them develop their own curiosity, and then if they ask for help, then you're responsible to guide them in a correct way. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Cool.
Yeah. I think that's good. Okay, so that wraps up week 9. We talked about binge watching and why people should watch anime this episode. So next week we are going to be talking about Spice and Wolf seasons 1 and 2. Right, guys?
Right.
Okay. Because some of us haven't even finished season 1.
I finished Tokyo Ghoul in 3 days. Both seasons. You scrubs only did season 1.
Yeah, we might only do season 1 again. Okay, anyways.
I'm halfway through season 2, guys. Come on.
Dude, I have to work this week. Okay, besides that, our other topic we're going to be talking about is what are we excited about next season? Because it's already been announced, like, what mostly is going to be showing. Yeah. There might be, like, some few other ones, because, like, I don't think the season starts until July. Like, the first week of July.
Right, but that's fairly soon. That's half a month away. It's like 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Shogeki no Soma.
Yeah. Food Wars season 2. We probably shouldn't like review. No. We're gonna talk about that. Okay, so we're gonna talk about what we want to watch next season, summer season 2016,
or what looks good. Yeah.
And whatchamacallit, and Spice and Wolf. So stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoyed today's cast. Please follow us on Twitch, Twitter, all the other things, YouTube and stuff. You can always watch us again for no reason, because we're awful. But
share our stuff on wherever you go, wherever your social media is. Share it.
Yeah, share us, please. We would love feedback. Do you guys have any last things to say?
Follow me on Twitter at myladygabriella with 2 L's.
What is that sound of rushing
water?
That sound?
Oh, well, there's water pipes above me because I'm on the bottom level, so I can hear whenever my parents flush their toilet.
Okay, awesome. That's pretty shitty.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
David, last notes.
Follow Gabby. I don't have a...
Yeah, same. I don't either.
Tweeter. Yeah.
All right, and my final note is to remember... Daijoubu! Oh my god. We're so good at this.
We're getting better.
大丈夫か？大丈夫。